Hey, what's going on, guys? Just want to do a market outlook video, things that I'm seeing for this upcoming week. So let's look at the futures real quick. So Nasdaq, we're pretty much right on the 10-week moving average, kind of opening up flattish. SPY, same thing. We're kind of right in that range, that 10-week or 50-day moving average. Let's see if we can kind of start bouncing off of this area and then breaking this little range here for an uptrend. If we start rolling over, that'll be the time to be a lot less active. Just kind of sit on your hands and start tracking relative strength. See what kind of names start setting up and what names are holding up the best. So Nasdaq right at that 10-week. SPY a little bit above. Let's see, maybe we test this before we move higher, or is this going to be more of like a rounding top? Russell, pretty much same thing. We did bounce off of that 10-week last week, and we're kind of opening up flattish. VIX is pretty much at the lower range. Let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum's starting to kind of curl over. We're testing that 10-week now. Let's see if we can kind of break back above it. Probably no interest in Ethereum until we kind of get back up in this range before we break out. Bitcoin, same thing. We have a sell-off here, and this could be a potential little bear flag here. So we'll keep an eye on that. Probably no interest in shorting this, but I could even see this coming back up, rejecting the 40-week, which is the 200-day, and kind of making this head and shoulders pattern before we kind of roll over. I'm going to go through some master list. So these are kind of names that are uptrending. I'll show you guys my scan that I pretty much use for these names. Stocks above 499. I don't want to really trade the penny names. ADR above 2%, average volume over the last 30 days, at least trading 1 million shares. Got all the sectors except health technology, so I don't really want to trade biotechs. For price, I want price to be above the 200 moving average. I want to kind of be in that stage 2 type of area. I don't want to be, I used to have this as the 50-day as well, but I took that off. Just if we start seeing bottoming patterns, I kind of want to notice that before we kind of do break out on the bottom. But the 50-day does have to be above the 200-day. So that's kind of the names that I'm watching. I'll go through some of these. I'm not going to go through all of this whole list, which is I've got like 400 names on there. So I'm just going to go through the top liquid names. Tesla looks good still. Let's see how we react in this area. As long as we make a higher low here and start kind of building back up, it's starting to look like a big cup here. Maybe we'll make a little longer handle, let the 40-week kind of catch up before we kind of start breaking out. Nvidia doesn't look bad. I just don't see this as a leading stock. I think there's better names out there. Like look at MU, super strength here. This is pretty extended right now. I wouldn't be chasing this. I think the proper buy spot would have been back here, back in August. And if we just rode that trend, it would be really good. PLTR, you can see a little mini head and shoulders here. Maybe this rolls over. Maybe this thing kind of holds this neckline or shakes out and then turns over, but we'll keep an eye on that one. AVGO, don't really see much. AMD starting to pop back above the 10-week. This could be actionable, if you put your stop below the 10-week. I want it to be a little tighter here. TSM kind of broke out last week here. Let's see if this thing's got steam, but they do have earnings coming up in the next 2 weeks. Intel, some good strength here. It's kind of going sideways. I think it needs a tighter base out here. APP not bad. Again, the 10-week, it's starting to lose the 10-week. So let's see if this thing can consolidate a little bit more, maybe make some higher lows, tighten up, maybe even into earnings. SNDK, this one I was actually watching, but I wasn't active before the New Year's. So this thing definitely looked like a high tight flag here. And let's see, maybe this thing explodes and continues. Hood, it looks like a stage 3 to me. Maybe if it starts holding this bottom range, lets the 40-week kind of catch up. Maybe it builds a new base before it kind of goes. Rocket Lab, super strong. This thing is a little bit extended, needs a new setup here. LRCX, nice breakout here. And it's just kind of trending, no setup currently. AMAT, just kind of going. CVNA, I don't see anything here. GEV, same thing. Maybe this is a little setup here. Nice tight week, Christmas week, but this thing could be going. I just don't see. Baidu was really nice this last week. You can see a big move. Look at the volume there, accumulation. Kind of rolled over here, but you can see the volume was very low these 2 weeks. And then we kind of pop back up, set up a tight candle here with very low volume. And then this week we broke out. Again, I had this on my watch list, but I just didn't have the account set up. I definitely would have taken this trade through this kind of pivot here. CAT, kind of just following the trend. ASTS looks like it's getting ready to set up. If we get like a tight week here, I think could take a shot at it. SoFi, kind of choppy in this range here, but it's still kind of building out. Maybe this thing has a little cleaner setup. ONDS looked really nice for this last week, kind of breaking out here. QBTS, nice tight, starting to get tight. I want to see one more week kind of sideways before it attempts it. I don't really see much here. IRIN, let's see if this thing can get back above the 10 week and then kind of retest it. VRT doesn't look bad. WDC, this thing's just kind of trending. BE is another name, big. You can see big accumulation volume here. Then finally we had some selling, and then now it's kind of just going sideways. Needs to get back above the 10 week. If it kind of pops back above, maybe take a shot at it. Light, look at that trend, very nice. Shop, starting kind of lower highs, losing the 10 week, probably not a great sign. Let's see if it can hold above this low here and start building out a new base. MDB, don't see much going on here. A-Lab does not look bad, had a nice tight week here, probably could have taken it through this. It bounced right off the 10 week. Found buyers there, and it's starting to go. There's a pivot here that you could potentially take. It's just not on my focus list. APLD looks pretty good. Starting to get back above the 10 week, but they do have earnings, I believe, this week. So looks like earnings are on Wednesday, so not really a touch here. This one looks really good. I did have this on my focus list, but super slow name. Probably no interest in that one. RGTI, another quantum name. It did hold that low here. Let's see if it kind of can work its way, build a pivot out here, and pop through the 10 week. Reddit, I do have this one on my focus list. So let's kind of go through my focus list. I only found 3 names that are potentially actionable for me. Reddit has a nice, it's holding up really well, has a nice tight 3 weeks here. I'd likely take it above this week's pivot, just above, what is it, 426.15, just in there. Probably put an order there, and then my stop would be just below this pivot here. So we'll keep an eye on this one this week if it kind of pushes through. CEG looks pretty good. I know this one looks ugly on the daily, but the weekly chart looks really nice here. And right under, you can put your stop under that prior day's highs if we kind of break out this week's highs. And GH, Guardian Health, looks really good. We had a nice big breakout, kind of like a stage 1 breakout here, and now we're kind of going into stage 2. But this thing looks super tight here. I believe they've got pretty good earnings, EPS growth, so you can see the accumulation volume here, and not much selling. Kind of found support on the 10 week. Now it's just holding above. I'd likely take this above the prior weeks, last week's highs. So that's pretty much it. Likely this is going to be my focus going into this week. A lot less doing. Like I said, I want to see if the Qs can hold this 10 week and start turning back above. It's probably a good spot to take some trades. If we look at our breadth map, you can see the number of names in the above the 20-day are starting to go down. So we'll see how this goes. Net highs are still holding up well, but this definitely needs to kind of turn back over. If it starts rolling over, I won't be taking trades. Just going to be patient, sitting on my hands, and just tracking relative strength on names. But going into this week, definitely I've got Reddit, CEG, and GH going into this week. GH probably looks the best, but it's not really a big setup. It's more of a, this was the big setup here on the weekly, right? Like the big kind of cup breakout, retest, and then we kind of went. But now this is setting up like another stage 2 flag here. And if it kind of breaks out, would be a good potential trade. So we'll keep an eye on these 3 names, put some orders out tomorrow morning. Like I said, if Qs have to kind of hold this 10 week and start rolling over, if it starts rolling over or losing last week's lows, probably sitting on my hands, but definitely do like these names for this week. So that's pretty much it for today. And I will do a recap for next week. And if I take any trades, I'll keep you guys updated.